Hi, this is Darius Hyde from LearnByBlogging.com. Today I want to give you a review of this book, A Fighting Chance by Elizabeth Warren. It's an interesting memoir book by the current senator of Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren. So what a journey for Elizabeth Warren. She's from being a blue-collar worker, daughter in Oklahoma, to a school teacher, and to becoming a Harvard Law professor, and to then become a U.S. Senate from Massachusetts. Very interesting journey. I listened to the audiobook and really utterly enjoyed her storytelling of her own story. It's fascinating to see a woman achieve such a success, and having been encouraged by her own mother to be a housewife, and then born to a financially strapped family with a health failing breadwinner father, and she saw firsthand what it's like to go from middle class to the bottom of the pit, or to be poor. So Elizabeth was driven to success despite getting married at 19 years old, and managed to get her law degrees while raising two young children. I'm not surprised that her first marriage failed, as she turned out to be a woman that her ex-husband Jim Warren did not turn out to be that he expected her to be. But she did marry her true love, and another professor named Blues Man, because she thinks he has a great legs. But professors don't always have the cushy job starting off. There were lots of moving between her and Bruce all over the place, universities. There were lots of accommodating and testing of their love for each other, and also especially with her two young children and her parents and Aunt B sticking around to take care of the kids. So she did come with a huge bundle of a family. And teaching law school without a textbook takes a lot of guts, especially something like a bankruptcy law. And but that planted the seed for her continued effort to fight for the middle class and the lower echelon of the society. So she started out wanting to know what these people, why they went broke, but later found out that how ordinary these people are. And Elizabeth really dug deeper into the number of people filing the bankruptcies, and why the numbers are climbing so fast. And besides this, divorces, serious illnesses, unemployment, she found that most people actually fell into the traps. A lot of people fell into the traps of the banking industry. The balloon payments, the high mortgage rates, the ratchet up interest rate on the car loan, and all the different reasons. So making a difference would mean that taking more the thankless job, that like what she started out with the National Bankruptcy Review Commission, and then she take on the COP, which is a Congress Oversight Panel to oversee the bailout of the 2008, the financial disaster, and finally running for the Senate race. So it's a very long, hard fight, and Elizabeth has what it takes, and a simple focus to keep turning the odd more in favor of the little guys, the underprivileged, and the future generation. And she called her the campaign, or in her campaign she said that she is the best candidate, or best senator that money cannot buy. The American politics have been known to be heavily influenced by lobbyists, especially the Wall Street firms and banks. Unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to run for a political seat. And who is going to pay for that? None other than the big companies. So not the little guys, because they cannot afford it. So in other words, the system is rigged. That's what she said in the speech in the Democratic National Convention. And unfortunately, that is how the system works. So as a Republican, and I'm more of a compassionate Republican, I cannot be helped to really move to the center by Elizabeth Warren's drive, the passion, and her argument to turn the tide for little guys and for the future generation. And her data just confirmed my belief that the odd is stacked against the poor, who was trapped by the rich, or the laws enacted by the lawmakers, funded by the rich, and to really slave for the rich. It's probably not healthy in the long run. If history had repeat itself, is what really triggered the revolution in the past, and people really revolt if they cannot take that anymore. So politics are inherently dirty, but the partisanship was incredibly silly from her description, like dividing the COP budget along the party lines. And then there's one particular case she mentioned about one advice that was given to her to be an insider, and she was discouraged from criticizing other insiders, or the insiders don't listen to them. So that's a good advice for any kind of politics, include even your company politics. Elizabeth gave birth to the CFPB, I believe is Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and yet she is not allowed to take official leadership role because her nomination would not pass Congress due to her intimate involvement, and well, she kind of turned around and ran for the Senate and won the race. So irony in politics. But her fight for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau turned out to be was included in the reform bill after the financial crisis, and got the banking industry to spend over $1 million a day to fight it, according to her statistic. I like her story in convincing Barney Frank to include the Protection Bureau in the bill. And the story that she mentioned is that her grandma knew two good things about FDR during the Great Depression. Number one, she made it safe to put money in the bank, and other good things, basically it's a very convincing story. Create something that people can understand, and they will stand behind it. Very good advice. So toward the later chapters, there's a lot of description of how he fought and won the Senate. That was good 1/3 or maybe 1/4 of the book, and that gets kind of long at the end. But overall, it's a very interesting book, memoir, and I think Elizabeth Warren deserves everything that she has fought for, and I wish her the best. And there's a rumor that she might even run for presidency, or I don't know what her political inspiration gonna be. And I wish her the best. And a great book, and you cannot help to root for the underdog. And okay, that's all I have, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.